Gamer Wall, and we're back with a fun one for you guys. We've got a short mini team season here, effectively known as Season 6 Brotherly Shove. We're at round 1 here at Circuit de Navarra in the BMW M2, and for a bit more explanation, let's turn it over to the co-host.
That's right, we got a team season here. It's should be a fun time. I forget exactly who's all on which team, but everyone's going to be in matching liveries, and we've got 3 different groups out here on the track tonight. Should be a fun time. We'll see if guys, if they work well together, if there's going to be some self-inflicted wounds between the teammates.
Yep, so in terms of teams, we've got Platter's Pitters, composed of Jeff Plata himself, Gold Striker, and Captain Crash. You'll see them in the lemon lime, green and yellow cars. And then we've got what is it, supposed to be briskets and brakes, but their cars on the track look like some poop. So we effectively are going to call them Poop City, composed of Rock Lee, Cuban Missile, and there's one other there.
They have Chimp.
And Chimp, and they have Chimp. Yep, they have Chimp. Chimp is on that Poop City team. Also, the last team running out, we've got 3 teams of 3 here, ideally, is Embassy Streets, composed of Mr. Schwung, the Mole Diver, and Pavant Guard, who unfortunately has missed round 1. The good news is that you are able to have a teammate miss each race because of the scoring format. Perhaps if we just want to push that scoring format up here now, I guess we can talk about it now. This is as good a time as ever. So we're going to have a bit of a shake-em-ups for this year. We've got a qualifying back in the action this time. So we're going to show you guys a qualifying lap here in just a moment. We've got a 1-lap open shootout, all cars on track at the same time. 1 lap determines your grid position for the heat race. Something new to the format is we're adding another race, a smaller race, a sprint, if you will, before the feature race, a 5-minute race, which awards half of the points of the feature race. And what we'll be doing to shake them up is inversing the finishing positions of the heat race for our feature race, which will award full points. You see the scoring details here, and you see only the top 2 scorers per team per session will count towards the team's total score. So, there's a lot going on here. But if you just bear with us, I think we're in for a good one. As let's get these cars out on track here for the qualifying session.
Yeah, like you're saying, it should be a fun time. And top 2 scores, their points count. The bottom 1 or 2, depending on if any of your teams have 4 guys, that doesn't count. But super interested to see how this heat race does a shake 'em up with the reverse grid for our feature film.
We see Jeff Plata getting out of the pits first with Platter's Pitters. And one of the difficulties I think we'll have in the broadcast booth here is telling who's who. As I tell you what, we're looking at 2 of the Poop City cars there, and I don't know who's who. It says we're looking at Rock Lee, so I believe Rock Lee's in front, followed by, could be anyone. Could be the Cuban Missile, could be Chimp. I'm not sure. That'll be a bit tricky for us up in the booth. I didn't really think of that. You'd think we would have thought of that. We didn't think of that.
Yeah, they might have unique numbers. We're going to have to look for the side.
Yes, they'll definitely have numbers. And then you notice there on Platter's Pitters, Jeff Plata is actually sporting some red mirrors. Platter's Pitters, generous enough to paint their mirrors different color for each driver. So you can't tell those guys apart that way. But for the other teams, there's no such way to determine who is who. In fact, you can see kind of why we call them Poop City there, as we see them coming across the out lap here for what should be their first lap. However, I'm hearing there's some shenanigans going on with the timing tower due to the placement of the pit lane, and specifically this course, Circuit de Navarra. A lot of these cars are actually getting the checkered flag here when they should be getting the green flag. All that means is that no one's going to be putting in a qualifying time, unfortunately. We won't get a good chance to test the format right away. So what will happen is the fastest times from practice will be used to grid the heat race. So not exactly, we're just having fun here, I guess. It's just another practice lap.
You say, yeah, it's race 1 of a new season, and we got a whole different format, so just ironing out the kinks. But...
Right. I mean, the idea of a one-lap shootout with all the cars on the track at the same time is pretty electric, don't you think? I mean, anything could happen. And if you as so much as touch a wall, another car, even if you get a 0x, your lap doesn't count. So, you know, some cars could play spoiler to others' cars. You know, that's probably against the sporting code if we had one, but we don't, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's Season 6, Brotherly Shove, just little love tap during that... during the qualifier.
Theoretically, right around now, with the cars crossing the finish lines, we'd start getting some times in. We'd start getting an idea of what our grid would look like for the feature race. But unfortunately, at this time, we're just going to watch some cars go around again. All in the BMW M2 this season. Something else we should mention. Each team captain gets to select the car and track combinations for the week. We will be doing the same car on 2 different tracks. So we still got 2 different rounds for you in each race weekend, so to speak. And after this one, you know, you'll have to stay tuned to see which track we're on next. But we will be in the BMW M2s again. So we've got a total of 6 rounds here, 3 teams, 6 rounds. It could be anyone's, you know, team season. We've sort of flattened the points scaling so that you can finish anywhere kind of and you're scoring good points. So it really all comes down to who's going to finish the highest, basically. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah. You know, with the way this is going, it's such a short season with just the 3 sessions, if you would, or the 3 evenings that we race. Got me thinking, I think we should start discussing a silly week. Week 4.
A silly week for team season, as if it's not already silly enough.
I mean, icing on the cake.
Yeah, well, you know, it's too many sweets can be a bad thing. You know, you ever heard that one? Too much of a good thing. Yeah. Well, you know what? We're having fun here, anyways. Some could call this a silly season. You know, we're trying out different cars. One thing we're not doing is going to any new tracks. We may be visiting some different track configurations, the foreshadowing potentially, but we will not be visiting any new tracks that the league hasn't already run. We don't want the boys to have to, you know, make too much crazy flight plans or anything like that. We keep it all, you know, with stuff we're familiar with. Circuit Navarra, we've been here many times before in the league. They love hosting us, and we love being hosted. That looks to be the end of the qualifying session. Ripping stuff there. You know, the BMW M2s make for a great show because of how fast they are. I mean, these things rip. Oh. Am I right?
I was going to say, if you weren't, I was going to comment, these things are like lightning. You look away for 2 seconds, and they've just screaming across the track. They're so quick. You know, I think they're comparable to a cheetah or some other animal that can do 70 miles an hour. These things are just, you know, screaming. I think it's a 4-cylinder just screaming away, getting up to 100 miles an hour on this back straight. Scary stuff, I'll tell you what.
I think they just about top off at like 125 at the end of the straight here. As we get towards the start of the heat race, so again, this one's going to be worth half points. And where you finish in the heat race, that will be flipped for where you start in the feature race. So could be a lot of strategy to add in here. You know, do you throw the heat race for a good start in the feature race? You're not supposed to, but you don't have to tell anyone if you're doing it. So, you know, we may see that. May see some strategic decisions come into play now with format switch up.
I heard guys, you know, whispering in the paddock that they might just have an incident here during the heat race and find themselves at the back of the pack just to what have you. Just have a really good start for the feature race. Get the double points. Make a jump on the gang. But we'll see if anyone's up to any kind of shenanigans like that. But it looks like we're waiting on the last 2 or 3 cars, but we're gonna have.
You know, I think they're. You know what I believe they're doing here. I believe the last 2 cars are waiting till the last possible moment to grid so as to give Pavant Guard a chance to show up on time. Unfortunately, he has missed roll call once again. Pavant Guard late. May not be a surprise to many, but that is the case here. He did not make it in time to grid despite, you know, those cars in the back's their best efforts. And you'll see here, we've got 3 of Platter's Pitters 3 Poop City cars, only 2 Embassy Suites out there. Of course, that third driver should have been Pavant Guard, so Embassy Streets already at a bit of a disadvantage. Now, he will have time to join the feature race if he can make it. But, you know, I must say, it's pretty nice looking at a few cars that look the same driving around out there. It's pretty cool. You see all the mirrors there. Platter's Pitter's doing a good job.
It's pretty fun. Fun times. Poop City, though. Interesting color.
Yeah, they could have picked any color possible, and they went with a burnt orange is what I was told they were going for. Yep, and they also did not want me to name their team Poop City. It was kind of given to them because their cars look like shit on the track. So, you know what? Is what it is. It was an organic naming endeavor, much like the organic matter that appears to have adorned their cars. I'm talking, of course, about fecal matter, poop. Look like poop. Yes, all right, enough of this. So, you know, a fun part about the heat race, this is the timing tower with the, the timing tower with the time of the race. It thinks the race is almost over, actually. We're going to get this heat race started here with about 4 minutes according to this timing tower. These guys in the timing tower just can't get their stuff together. But it looks like they're going to get going here. Once they get around turn 8, we'll be looking at, I believe, the Mole Diver here to start us off.
Look at them stacking up here.
I believe it's Mole Diver followed by Gold Striker with a couple of the Poop City guys. Maybe Rock Lee and Cuban Missile behind them. As it looks to be green lights away here in our first ever heat race for Podium or Wall. Season 6, Brotherly Shove. Let's see how it goes here. I mean, you just hear those engines roaring. Oh my God, let's hear it. Actually, it sounds kind of better from outside. They're pretty muted inside.
Dude, and if you see the gear changes, what a short set of gears this thing has.
Yeah, that can take new drivers of the car by surprise, how fast it gets up through the gears, specifically 1 through 3. I mean, you're practically F1 style, banging up through the gears with no delay, even. And, you know, the other thing is when it's redlining, you can hardly tell because, I don't know if you guys noticed, these engines aren't that loud. They're kind of quiet, and once they redline, it can be tough to actually notice that. So you might see a lot of guys just redlining it here in second for a lot longer than they mean to. But I guess that's part of what mastering the car will entail. We see not much shake-em-ups in the standing here. Everyone's got off to a pretty clean start. Mole Diver's holding off the top spot for the first lap, followed by Gold Striker after him. We've got Rock Lee rounding off the podium so far in third place. Cuban Missile right behind him, followed by 2 of Pitter's Platters. It's Jeff Platt and Captain Crash, followed by Embassy Streets, Mr. Schwung, and then the last guy, Poop City Chimp. But they're still in a nice snake line here. I do love seeing everybody go single file, if not for just a lap or 2.
Yep, you know, lap 1, short race. Who's going to get wild?
Oh, you know what? It looks like the timing tower figured itself out. I'm ecstatic about this. It looks like the timing tower reset when the race started. Oh my God. This may be new technology that we're just witnessing. You know, something I'm curious about in these cars is with the general lack of speed, so to say, when are you supposed to make a pass? I guess maybe you bump the guy into the corner and then take it up the inside. I guess that's how you do it. We saw an example right there.
Move.
That's how you're going to get it done.
Just push Rock Lee, and just like that, he's taking the lead for third. Going to try and chase down Gold Striker next.
But I mean, these two really, they want to work together and create space between them. It is a team season after all.
I was going to say, not a whole lot of teamwork there. That was, it was a brotherly shove, but...
Will we see Jeff Flatt and Captain Crash do some bump drafting down the straight? 2 Pitter Splatter cars holding off the second Embassy Street entrant, Mr. Schwung, wanting to get up through the ranks here as his car will be scored no matter what because they only have 2 drivers. Ooh,
a little wide, but
a synchronized dance there. My goodness, that's some racing. That's some good racing there. Embassy Street's car. Mr. Schwung moving past Jeff Plata. Chip's still staying in the back there.
He was eyeing that outside line, but he just didn't have the speed and couldn't keep it on track. So.
Mr. Schwung putting it up the inside of the next turn. He's up into 5th place now. Mr. Schwung getting past the two Platter. That's going to be a tough one for me. Oh, but it looks like
Captain Crash did it to him on that inside.
Sent it right back up the inside on him, yep.
Can he hold it on this back
I was
straight?
wondering if we'd see some pretty cool racing, and we did there. We saw on, I think, 3 consecutive turns, 3 consecutive position changes there between Captain Crash and Mr. Schwung. You see Jeff Plata getting into 6th gear here at the end of the straight. That engine is giving it all it's got. Getting onto the brakes there as late as possible. Get a good turn here on Mr. Schwung. Get a good exit speed. Meanwhile, at the top of the pack, we've got Moldiver holding off Gold Striker by about a half second. Moldiver putting in the fastest lap. And Cuban Missile and Rock Lee have gotten a little bit of a gap in front of these 4. But they'll be sitting pretty in a points positions for them, the 3rd and 4th, unless they can catch up to Gold Striker.
That's pretty fun. The back 4 is a very exciting group. As you see, there's still position changes. Chimp has got Jeff Plata there on that last turn. But will he be able to hold on to it?
Chimp might be just not trying to make the move happen. He could be fine with finishing anywhere back here. He's going to start in the front for the feature race. Maybe that's what he's going for. Maybe he was generally held up there for a little bit. But Chimp is, he's shown some speed here before. We got a white flag here, so we're on the last lap of our first ever heat race. Gold Striker has taken the fastest lap. Important to mention also, point for grab in each session, the heat and the feature for the fastest lap. So you will want to try to, even if you're in the back, try to get that fastest lap point. Maybe you won't even get scored with it, but you'll steal it away from another team.
And here you see Gold Striker breathing down the neck of the Moldiver.
Oh, he's going to push it up the inside. Oh. My goodness, we got there a little late into that thing, but I can't... Gold Striker took some pretty crazy action there. I wonder if the Moldiver did anything to result in that, as Gold Striker is now fighting with Cuban Missile. On the penultimate turn here. Coming around the last one. Looks like Gold Striker's got the position by just a bit. I don't think you'll have enough opportunity there with where the start finish is. You're not going to get enough draft. He's going to try, though. Just not enough. These cars, just not enough draft. Gold Striker in 2nd. Cuban Missile 3rd. Rock Lee in 4th. Captain Crash 5th. Mr. Schwung 6th. Chimp 7th. Jeff Plata 8th. I think we got some cars going into the barriers there. Oh, no, they're just having fun. Twisted Metal. And that's the end of the heat race. Well, how about that, folks? That's pretty exciting, no?
Interesting stuff. It looks like Jeff's going to start up in front, Chimp's in 2nd, and Mr. Schwung is in 3rd place to get this feature race going off. And again, Gold Striker and the Moldiver duking it out that last lap, but they're going to start in the backfield. We'll see what they can do with these overpowered M2s.
Yep, so as we get gridded here, a reverse grid of the finishing standings of the heat race for our 10-minute feature race coming up here. Should have some fun here. The feature race. The fans are in the stands. We would have played a prayer before this. We would have played the classic Gentlemen, Start Your Engines by, the star of, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin.
Kevin something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin something.
Kevin James.
Kevin James. He's got 2 first names. Kevin James. That's right. Glad we can get through that one. Yes, yep. We've deep cuts there. Sometimes the racers listen to a prayer and Kevin James said, "Gentlemen, start your engines!" It's all fun. Looks like they're. I don't know if we can trust this 15 to go that it says up there. I don't know if that's real. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, how do you say the timing tower is always... There's a reason those guys are in the timing tower.
And, we don't have any control over it. Those guys are hired by each race course. So we can't exactly do anything about it here in the broadcast booth. We're have to work with what we're dealt with. So, to get it, the circumstances underway here, reverse grid of the heat race for this race, which puts us with Jeff Plata starting on pole, followed by Chimp, followed by Mr. Schwung and Embassy Street, so that's a pretty fun. We've got a representative from each team in the top 3 spots, and you've got Captain Crash up there in 4th, Rock Lee starting 5th, Cuban Missile starting 6th, and then Gold Striker and Moldiver will be in the back. Notably, Pavant Guard, again, did not make it to the race, so Embassy Streets need to have good finishing positions on both cars, whereas the other teams have one car that can sort of, have an off day, act as an enforcer, etc. They could. There's some options here for the other teams.
Look at this. Captain Crash just waiting a bit there. Wonder if there's some strategy, guys holding each other up.
Yeah, you back them up so they have to speed up towards the... It could be a thing. I'm not against it. I am against this. They seem to have switched lanes here.
That was interesting.
At the end of the pace lap. That's a little interesting. I am all discombobulated here. This is one of the starts of all time. Jeff Letta looks to get it going here. It's a green flag. Look at that gap he's got himself. So that was pretty effective by him. What a chaotic race start, but Jeff Plata has already got himself out to, that looks like a good half-second gap or so.
Well, and don't look now, but the Moldiver, I think he's got 3 spots. There's 2 Embassy Suites cars in the middle of this pack.
Embassy Streets are right back up there. Like Chimp will take that inside line away from Jeff Plata. He moves into the top spot. Captain Crash up into 3rd.
Well,
for the time being.
He's not got the pace, though.
He's going to get swallowed up. Oh, it's 4 wide now. 4 wide at turn number 6 in Circuit de Navarra, and everyone survives. Holy crap, did you have that one on your bingo card?
No, not at all. I would have put it, $1 every time on somebody got
4
taken
wide
out there.
and survives. That's incredible stuff. My Podium or wall drivers here. We see the team colors going down the straight. It's Chimp with a 1.5-second lead over Moldiver, who's found his way up into 2nd from the back. Captain Crash is in 3rd for Platter's Pitters, followed by the Plata himself with Rock Lee in 4th, and the 3rd Poop City car, Cuban Missile, up into 5th now. Cuban Missile making that pass there on Rock Lee, his teammate. Rock Lee, though, he looks to have made a move on Gold Striker. Oh, they're having fun. It's going to be a 3-man wreck. It looks like Jeff Plata got a little spun around, and then Cuban Missile and Gold Striker got tangled up in that one. 2 Platter's Pitters down. That's an unfortunate result for them, and 1 Poop City car. The 2 other Poop City cars will keep going. That's good for them, but Platter's Pitters, they only have 1 car in a good scoring spot now. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not looking great for them, but Embassy Suites, Mr. Schwung in 2nd place. He's got to be pleased. Chasing down Chimp. Captain Crash, solid 2nd behind, but we'll see if he can catch up. God, I keep calling it Embassy Suites, but it's Embassy Streets.
I wonder why you keep making that mistake. It's
I don't know.
Quite strange.
I don't know. Makes no sense to me.
Quite interesting liveries there. I hear it's a combination of the Indian, American, and Moldovan flag representing the nationalities of their 3 drivers. Though you think maybe for this race they should take the Indian one off because they didn't show up.
Yeah, how do you say no show?
Now, I don't know if you guys can see it there, but Poop City, initially known as Brakes and Brisket, I think they have their words upside down on this side of the car. So certainly a design choice for them. But I hear they went with the lowest bidder in terms of painting their cars. And it shows.
Yeah, and again, those 2 duking it out as Captain Crash is trying to catch up, but he's got a bit of a gap between him and those front cars.
Yep, hoping they're...
Rock Lee's behind him, and Mr. Schwung.
This is what Captain Crash wants to see here. A bit of a battle. Chimp up the inside. Tight. Able to get around the turn, but Moldiver with the exit speed holding on to the top spot. But Captain Crash will inch a little bit closer as a result of that. He just wants to see more and more instances where each of the top 2 drivers compromises each other's lines and their lap time.
Look at the lap times. Rock Lee. Rock Lee's got the fastest lap.
Look at that. Nope, not anymore. It looks like as soon as you mentioned it, Gold Striker from the back. Taking that fastest lap. He's doing his part from the back. Actually, Gold Striker might be a scoring car there. Just in front of Jeff Plata. 7th and 8th currently both occupied by Platter's Pitters cars. The Jamaican green, black, and yellow Platter's Pitters paint scheme. Say that 5 times fast.
I'd rather not.
I believe there's actually a word between, I think it's, technically it's Platter's Filthy Pitters, but just call them Platter's Pitters. You know, gotta love the alliteration. So, we keep going here in the feature race. And one thing we're testing here in these races are the cars. We're thinking, is this a potential car to drive for next season? You know, so the captains get the choice to sort of throw their hat in the ring there in terms of what cars they suggest. Jeff Plata for Platter's Pitters suggesting the BMW M2 for this round. And we'll see what he has cooking in terms of tracks for the next race, but this seems to have resulted in some pretty decent racing on this track. I'm not totally against it. This was, I think we're seeing some good stuff. It's just, it's hard to, when the cars are only getting to 130 at the back of the straight, it's almost hard to get excited about the dang thing, you know?
I was gonna say this to me, it lacks excitement. There's some good driving out there, but there's no danger.
I think to me it's like, you know, if you get into a car crash, I think we all know you're gonna survive, and where's the fun in that? I think everyone tunes into the races to watch a big car crash and then be like, oh, that dude's dead, right? I mean, that's why I watch.
I mean, that 4 wide, everybody survived. You do that in a GT3 race.
Oh yeah, not coming out alive.
I dare you.
Well, you might, but your car's not.
Somebody's dead. Yeah.
Actually, one of my complaints with the current racing climate, I think, is these cars are too dang safe. I think.
I mean, look at all that roll bar.
Look at all that. There's too much safety going on in the car. I want, you know, when I see a big wreck and a fireballs and all that good stuff, I want to be like, oh my God, did we just watch someone die? And I feel like you know, sometimes you see these NASCAR races, these cars do flips and all this stuff, and they just walk out of it and give the crowd a thumbs up, and everyone's like, woo! I'm like, boo! I
don't know if I go so far.
Yeah,
but in these cars,
I don't know.
My God, they're slow, and my God, they're safe. I wonder if lawyers designed them. They're like, no one can sue us if they can't do over 100 miles an hour.
We look at Gold Striker and Cuban Missile here. This is actually, Gold Striker is an interesting position here. Might want to just force his way ahead of Cuban Missile because Cuban Missile and Poop City already have 2 scoring cars ahead of him. Meanwhile, Gold Striker is a scoring car for Platter's Pitters, so he needs to get in front of Cuban Missile here to get some extra points for the team. And there would be no sweat off Cuban Missile's back.
Well, not on his team. Just saying, but that's some of that racecraft these guys are going to be thinking about in the back of their mind as they're going around time and time again. Is it worth it? Do I give him a little? Do I give him a little push? Do I shove him off the track?
We give him a brotherly shove.
And I'd say all in all, Gold Striker seems to be aggressively.
He's hounding him.
Chasing. Yeah, the Cuban
Missile. Looks like Rock Lee is having some fun here in P4. Rock Lee and Captain Crash are getting pretty close.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's for a podium position, so good fight here. Rock Lee hoping to get some more points for Poop City. And Captain Crash hoping to hold on to any semblance of a good point return for Platter's Pitters. Embassy Streets, on the other hand, they're in 1st and 5th, so they're looking pretty good here, despite only having 2 cars.
Yeah, I was going to say, Captain Crash a couple laps ago, he was trying to threaten 1st and 2nd place, and now look at him fighting for his life as he comes by the back straight, or what have you, the main straight, but not a whole lot of distance between any of these cars, but Rock Lee and Captain Crash, anyone's game here as they come into the fast sweeping right-hander.
It's a pretty good shot of the running of the field there. We see some of the cars from third on back. You kind of see the spacing. It's not terrible. Looks like Jeff Platt is the only one really far behind, and he's still within 10 seconds of the car in front. So, hey, everyone's on the lead lap. Nobody had to pit. And podium or wall, that's sort of a success.
It's pretty good. Yeah, no incidents, no accidents. Getting real, whatever you want to call it. Exploratory with the line there, Captain Crash.
Oh, and look at that. Rock Lee is using the maneuver now that he learned from Jeff Platt of the disappearing line. Interesting stuff there. Curious that he feels the need to resort to such a dirty tactic. Maybe it was just a mistake. He probably didn't mean it. Curious to see as we go around the straight this time. Will we be seeing a white flag? There we do! Oh, called it, brother. We got Moldiver leading Chimp by 3 seconds. Captain Crash holding on to third. He's got a second in front of Rock Lee. Mr. Schwung in fifth. Cube Missile running sixth for now. Gold Striker holding on to that fastest lap in seventh place. And he'll be hot on Cuban Missile's tail. He's looking to get that sixth place points. And he'll have it. He'll have that sixth place. God damn it. Get out of here, Cuban Missile, he says. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, I have a hard time being upset about that one, even if I'm Cuban Missile, frankly. I mean, he's not scoring any less or any more points because of it.
That was the brotherly shove we talked about.
That is a brotherly shove. I mean, you can't deny that. On the last lap, Gold Striker pulling out the elbows for his team to get some more points. I think it's just one more point. He's just getting one more point because of that result, but that's a net gain of 2, if you think about it. It's a +1, -1 on both sides, so excellent work from Gold Striker, min-maxing the points gain. Better job for Moldiver, Chimp, and Captain Crash, as we have a finisher from each team on the podium. That's pretty special. That's a good sign of what's to come here.
It's a good start, and again, when Pavant Guard shows up, we'll have a full 3v3v3. We'll see if that shakes up this whole race scheme just a bit more. But yeah, gotta love it. Everybody's got somebody on the podium. Everybody had some car get, maybe a little bit out of control. Not their best night out, and we'll see what they bring to this next track, which I hear. Yeah, we got the next track.
Yeah, we might as well say we have the next track ready for you guys. It's the same cars, and we're going back to Phoenix, baby. What's that, though? We're only turning left, brother. We're doing ovals. We hope you tune in to the next race, round 2 at Phoenix in the BMW M2 for Season 6, Brotherly Shove. Thanks, y'all. Oh, my God.
Oh, did we get that? Did we get that?
Yeah, we got that. Oh, my God, folks. Cut it. Cut it. Okay. That was great. That was great. Good timing. Good timing on that one. I mean, it wasn't the most exciting broadcast, but it was. We covered the season format pretty good.
We did. Yep, we did a lot of explaining.
It's kind of nice just being able to do casual talk like a podcast style.
The
cars, if the engines were louder, I think it would have been just like more exciting. Just baseline.
The cars just lack excitement in every way.
I think the oval could be fun watching them.
I think the